Shalom, shalom. How was I able to escape? Escaping the most notorious religious group, walls of deception. This is part two. This is part two to a video that I did recently. If you did not see part one, you might not understand this one. Go check out the video on my channel. It is titled, I Escaped a Dark Religious Cult and Now I'm Exposing Their Secrets. Man, very, rough journey to be able to navigate, as a lot of people do not make it out and are still, stuck in it and brainwashed. Talking about the walls of deception. In part one, I talked about the importance of studying, studying very in depth, using credible sources, getting to the basics of of etymology, breaking down words outside of Western culture. Once you have done the studying, a very important part of getting away is asking questions. When you do not study or devote enough time to study and let the spirit of truth, the Ruach HaKodesh, guide you in your study, you don't even know what questions to ask. Oftentimes, this is the reason why when people give you an unbiblical answer to things that should be biblical, you take the bait, hook, line, and sinker because you have not done the research. John chapter 14, verse 17, even the spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but you know him, for he dwell with you and shall be in you. Man, it is December 23rd, and a lot of so-called believers that want you to think that they believe in the same Hamashiach, the Most High Yah, are about to keep an abomination. And I'll use this as an example. If you don't study apart from the walls of deception that they want to keep you boxed into, you will never, discover the truth that is in Jeremiah chapter 10, verses 2 through 4 about this holiday that they are about to keep. Therefore, you won't know what question to ask of why do we do this? Since you are the leader, where is it in the book that says that we are supposed to do this? That is very pertinent to your escape. Very important. I tell you, you do not want to let anybody put up walls in your mind. Here's a common wall that they put up in your mind. Let me find this. Where is this at? Let's see if I got it. Okay, here's another wall that they put up, and I did a video on this recently. What they do, let me give you an example. Starting at a very early age of them creating these walls, they tell you this is the Messiah. That's one wall. They continuously have you doing things and you believe them that create the four walls. And once you have four walls, you are boxed in. These walls of the most notorious religious group out there is designed to box you in. People that go to Sunday Sun worship will sit in there and do all kinds of Bible study, but you know what they will never ask their leader? Who is this? But in order to know who this is, you have had to do the research. Book tells us not to make any graven image, molten image in the likeness of anything in the heavens above, the sea beneath. That's why a lot of people, they say, oh, that's Jesus. Here's another one. You look at the Roman Catholic Church and say, man, who gave them the authority? How come we don't see this stuff in the Bible? We don't see that the Most High Yah, told Paul to keep a different day and then to set up this Roman Catholic Church. Have to do the research in order to be able to know which questions to ask. Leviticus 19:31. I talked about in part 1 of knowing what network you're connected to. And when you don't know what network you are connected to, there is going to be malware, spyware, all kind of different things that are not backed by the spirit of truth. And I told you at the end of part 1, man, when you are on your phone connecting to a Wi-Fi, a lot of these places do a baptismal, but they themselves do not walk in truth. They themselves do not keep the commandments of the Most High Yah. They themselves cannot bring you any justice or any understanding about how to handle certain issues in life that are in the Bible, but because they have told you the law is done away with, they can't even answer those questions because they have severed themselves from Torah. And they will baptize you, and there will be a spirit on you, but it's not the spirit of truth. The spirit of truth we see is in the word, and we see those that are counted as righteous moving in the same mind, the same spirit. But the spirit that they want you boxed into has people selecting 32 different flavors of Baskin-Robbins religion. So when you are looking on your Wi-Fi network and you're asking these questions and you're realizing, man, these people don't have answers. At this point, you'll realize, man, you're connected to the wrong network. And in order to sign on to this network, man, you must forget everything. You must go into the settings and click forget this network. All the other networks pop up. And from there, you scroll down the list. They got Baptist, Apostolic, this, that, Calvinist, Orthodox, Apologetics, all these different networks. But the Most High Yah wanted us connected to the Spirit of the Father. So if you scroll down to the bottom, you will see Ruach HaKodesh, Spirit of Truth, Spirit that gives understanding. You click on. From that moment that you click on to the Ruach HaKodesh, the Spirit of Truth, man, you have to let go of all the other spirits that have been put on you through their initiation processes, through their sacrifices, in these rooms in a building that I describe in part 1. When you are connected to the Spirit of Truth, man, nobody can hold you. They can't hold you back because you belong to the Most High Yah. And here's the thing. Man, once you start asking the right questions, already knowing the answer, then you will be able to see, man, these people don't have no kind of understanding of what the book says. They only have understanding of what theologians have told them And somebody told the theologian, and a theologian came up with this interpretation based upon not having a spirit of truth. When you ask, if they say this, I'm gonna give you an example because this is a very deceptive time. The etymology of the word angel means messenger. How do you put a messenger on top of a tree? Where did the Most High Yah command that? Matter of fact, if it is the truth, why do we have to add all these other lies onto it? We got to use a white Santa. Why are kids told that he's got to come down a chimney when their house doesn't have one? Why does there have to be reindeers in all of this? Why does the book say there's blessings for obediences, curses for disobedience, but in this lie, this European lie, this pagan lie, whether you're naughty or nice, you're going to get gifts anyways? What's with the lights on the houses? What does that mean? Where are we told to do that? Where are we told to do it? Leviticus chapter 19, verse 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your Yah. These people are seeking after other deities in their practices. And one of the main things that you cannot understand until you are connected to the right network is there's a lot of different spirits out here, but there's only one spirit of truth. One spirit of truth. Leviticus 20, verse 6. And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits and after wizards to go whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and I will cut him off from among his people. Follow not the way of the heathen. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2 and 4. If you go read First Maccabees chapter 1 of the Bible book that they tell you not to read, but was in the 1611 version of the Bible, who they don't tell you about, man, you'll see the origins of what they're about to do and how they tried to burn and destroy the Torah. And if you would not submit to the rule and the new law and order, the new religion of King Antiochus, man, they would kill you. There's a lot of familiar spirits. There's a lot of Wi-Fi networks that look like they are the one. But they're nothing more than a distraction to put up these walls in your mind to keep you boxed in. See, there is this, I remember in school, there was this thin paper that we used to use for we used to dip it in like a water glue liquid and shape different items. It was like almost like a paper mache or something, like very thin. When you know what right questions to ask because you have spent time studying, then you can see all of their lies. You can see all their lies. And these walls that you're boxed into, that they want to keep you contained, man, you can start to see the light shine through that wall that they told you, oh, don't worry about what's on the other side. There's nothing on that other side. You are in the right place. You can literally poke a finger through these doggone walls that they've told you are truth. They've got these abominable pictures plastered, all on these walls and giving you a sense of comfort in that room. But when you ask the right questions, signing on to the right network, you see what I'm saying? And here's the thing, when you study everything that they have hijacked, they're going to put Christian in front of it. What language do Christians speak? But because they'll surely tell you it's a Christian Bible. Wait a minute. Hmm. It's only until a certain point in history that the Greeks got a hold of it. And when they got a hold of it, they told you that, the law and the prophets was bad, it's done away, but they can't tell you, what is bad about it. Today, man, I was reading, I'll show you, man. I got a book getting a deep dive in the Torah, and this is just a 5-book version of the Torah, and getting in here, man, you have to ask certain questions. And I'll tell you this, you'll know you are in, places of deception and deceit when you ask certain questions. Man, if you ask one of your religious leaders in these religions, whether it be Catholicism or Christianity, ask your pastor, ask your leader, your elder, your deacon. If I am experiencing a tribulation in my life where I let a brother hold some money, I said, hey, man, I got my tax return and I want you to hold it for me. Hold it for me for 90 days, man, so I can focus so I don't spend it. Your brother takes that money, holds on to it. When you return in 90 days for that money, your brother says, man, somebody must have broke in and stole the money. I don't have it. Man, ask your pastor how he would adjudicate or get to the bottom of that matter. And you're going to realize that even that example, that question I just gave you, is in those books that they told you not to look at. The answer is in there. Man, there is so much, so many things that they have spent years and years trying to create these different rooms of deception and deceit to doggone keep people boxed in. To keep people boxed in and to be lost, to live lawless. Asking questions is the biggest part of the escape, but you have to study. 1 John chapter 4, verse 1, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of Yah, because many false prophets are going out into the world. False prophets and teachers. A lot of these places, they know that you're not even available for the Most High Yah. You're not available. They know at a bare minimum, you want to give an hour and a half and go on your way and continue to live lawless. And based upon that, most people can't even sit through, in these religions, can't even sit through 2-3 hours worth of solid teaching for your soul salvation's sake. Your mind is on Sunday football. Your mind is on this and on that. I got to take the wife over here. They know that you're not studying. And for that reason, what they do is they take the book that they tell you that they have understanding of, but they only have earthly, sensual, and devilish wisdom. They don't have the wisdom that's peering from above. And you let these people take the book and mama sakusai you into thinking that they have understanding while they ain't doing nothing but reciting Michael Jackson lyrics. Very important that you try the spirit. One thing about the enemy and these walls of deception, the enemy is never going to come to you and say, hey, I'm your enemy. I am your deceiver. The Most High Yah tells you in the book, you have to figure that out. You have to discern that. When have you met a man or a woman that says, hey, man, I work for Hasatan and I'm coming to jack your life up? Hey, my name is Pastor such and such. I'm going to deny the master that sent me, which is Hasatan. The book says, Woe to the pastor that scatters the sheep of my flock. Have you ever met a pastor that says, I'm the pastor that scatters the sheep of the flock? The Most High Yah is going to have to appoint shepherds to fix the damage that I've done. I'm the pastor that's going to teach you how to do abominations. See, when you do the studying, you know what to look for. You know what questions to ask. Then all of this stuff will be revealed to you. And oftentimes, when you do not test the spirit, you cannot see what is real and what is fake. Proverbs 12:22, lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who act faithfully are his delight. Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 19, they that fear the Lord are a sure seed. You don't even see the fear of the Most High Yah upon them. It says, and they that love him, an honorable plant. Okay, they say they love him. The book says, if you love him, you are to keep his commandments. Do they keep his commandments, or do they tell you which ones that they are not supposed to keep? Which one is love and which one is hate? They that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed. So they will flat out tell you, no, that ain't for us. And I agree with them. It ain't for them. Wasn't given to them. Wasn't given to the heathens. They that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed. Walls of deception. These are the same people that want to put these walls up in your mind. And every time you do the research and study, you'll find out that you've caught them in a lie. Got you thinking that the only place that you can find God is coming to their building, their place of worship. Most High Yah tells you he doesn't dwell in temples made by the hands of man, but he dwells in you, and you are the temple of the living Elohim. These people have told you everything opposite. They've told you being jealous is bad. But isn't the Most High Yah jealous, El? Think about that. He's not jealous if you don't belong to him. Who is he jealous at? These are questions that you have to ask these pulpit pimps, these first ladies, these I'm over 50 deacons qualified to be a deacon. Man, there's so many layers to this thing, and and honestly, man, you have to get back to this. Have to. They don't even teach how the Messiah tells us what part of the Torah he replaces. They don't even teach that. Far as the sacrificing of bulls and all of that, and they kept on in sin. So now we have Hamashiach as that sacrifice. And then he calls you to be a living sacrifice. Very important. Very important. A lot of people don't escape. A lot of people stay stuck, trapped, into these 32 different flavors of doggone religion, and they never see it. You have people that claim that they have read the book from front to back, but they don't apply none of it. The reason there's so much dysfunction and lawlessness, because they live by no standard. You don't understand what was given to Moses by the finger of the Most High Yah. How are you going to understand what made Hamashiach perfect? Tell you. Spend some time making yourself available. Let your life be driven by the Spirit. Let everything that you do on your walk, seek for it to be done in the right spirit. When you find yourself, well, I really don't have time for this and I'm unavailable, call rejected, he's outside knocking on the door. Oh, don't worry about that. That's just the Most High. I know who that is. And you letting everybody else in your temple. Make yourself available. Get to know him via the word. Study behind the meanings of words that they have. The translators. The word says the penmanship of the scribes is in vain. You have to be able to study in order to figure out which part that is. And lastly, man, don't let anybody put these walls of deception up in your mind and box you in mentally to where you think that you cannot ask questions. Always ask questions. But if you haven't done the studying, people can sell you on anything. They can sell you on anything when you don't do the study. You know, when you look at it, man, this is the only way that there will be justice amongst the people. This talks about if a woman is raped, if a woman is raped, what shall be done of the man that raped her? If she cried out, this breaks down so many criterias. But your pastor will say, man, simply let the justice system handle it. A justice system who says, in God we trust, but they don't never rely on the book. The closest thing to having the book being having the book is you putting your hand on it, not even knowing what's in there, and that don't mean nothing. People tell you swear on the book. You don't even know what's in the book. Man, that Torah is the only justice we will have. And in the end, when it's all said and done, man, the Most High Yah, Hamashiach, when it comes to the sins that you read in Revelation that people did not repent for, sin being the transgression of the law, contrary to how much they don't want it, they reject it. This is what you're being judged by. Closer to Yah Ministries, kicking it gun barrel straight.